You don't have to wake up every morning dreading the work you do. You don't have to pour your energy into someone else's dream while quietly abandoning your own. And you definitely don't have to keep proving your worth by fitting into a system that never truly felt like yours. For a long time, many of us were taught that this is just how life works: time equals money, survival requires sacrifice, and fulfillment is optional. If that's the lens you're looking through, then yes, it can seem like there's no alternative. But that's just one perspective, not the ultimate truth. You are allowed to question it, you are allowed to step outside of it. There is another way to live, one where your work feels like an extension of who you are. A way where you don't have to dilute yourself, hide your voice, or trade your values for a paycheck. Imagine being supported not because you conformed, but because you aligned, because you chose to share what is genuinely yours to give, because you followed the spark inside you instead of silencing it. And here's the beautiful part: this isn't some rare fantasy anymore. Look around. Every day, people are building lives around their passions, their ideas, their creativity. We are more connected than ever before. The internet has opened doors that didn't even exist a generation ago. Tools are accessible, information is everywhere. The cost of creating, launching, sharing, it keeps dropping. Opportunity is no longer locked behind a gate. You don't need permission, you don't need to sell out, you don't need to wait. This is a time of unprecedented possibility. And maybe the real shift begins the moment you decide that being fully yourself isn't irresponsible, it's the most powerful move you could make. Now it really comes down to you. You don't have to wait for the right time, for permission, for someone to discover you, approve of you, or rescue you. The shift you're looking for is closer than you think. Sometimes it's just one brave decision away. And if it doesn't feel that simple, that's okay. It only means there are still old stories running in the background. Stories about scarcity, about not being enough, about how life is supposed to be hard and limited. These beliefs can feel solid and permanent, but they were learned, and what was learned can be unlearned. When you believe in lack, you shrink, you play small, you convince yourself that this smaller version of you is the realistic one. But just beyond that mental frame is a different experience, one where you are aligned with who you truly are, where your presence has value, where your gifts create support and abundance naturally. Yes, that kind of life is available to you. If it feels out of reach, it's not because it's impossible. It's usually because you haven't fully explored yourself yet. You haven't gone deep enough into your own truth. Or maybe you've seen it, but you haven't trusted yourself enough to act on it. Self-knowledge takes curiosity. Change takes courage. Freedom takes a willingness to question what you were told. Don't let inherited limitations define your future. Don't let old programming decide how big your life gets to be. You are not here to live a reduced version of yourself. You are here to expand. There is a version of you that is completely free, free to be honest, free to be real, free to live in alignment with who you actually are. And life is not meant to fight that version of you. Life responds to it, life supports it. What keeps you from stepping into that? It's rarely circumstance, it's rarely capability. Most of the time, it's fear, it's doubt. It's the quiet voice that says, "What if it doesn't work? Or who do you think you are?" But here's the truth: the shift happens when you want your freedom more than you want your comfort. When you desire expansion more than you desire staying safe inside familiar limits. Step 1: Imagination. Everything begins here. Your creativity is your greatest asset, not money, not status, not connections. Your ability to imagine, to envision, to create from within. That's the real power. At your core, you are an infinite creative being. When you reconnect with who you truly are and get honest about why you're here, you unlock that source. Give yourself permission to dream beyond what feels reasonable. Let yourself explore the life that would genuinely excite you. Imagination isn't childish, it's the gateway. Step 2. Alignment. Once you're clear on the vision, you begin to live in harmony with it. Alignment means adjusting your daily thoughts, habits, emotions, and actions so they match the version of you who is already living that reality. Imagine that future you as free, fulfilled, supported. Now ask, how would that version of me think today? What would they focus on? What would they stop tolerating? You're not waiting for that future self to arrive, you're embodying them now. With every inspired action, you pull that reality into the present moment. Step 3. Manifestation. This is where you release what no longer fits. Old assumptions, outdated identities, limiting stories, attachments to how things have to happen. If they don't match the life you're choosing, they have to go. Manifestation isn't about forcing, it's about clearing space. It's about becoming fully congruent with what you say you want. And here's the key, treat this process like a game. Growth isn't meant to be heavy and punishing. It's an upgrade, a level up. When self-doubt shows up, that's part of the challenge. When fear appears, that's part of the design. You're not failing, you're progressing. If you approach this journey playfully but seriously committed, you won't abandon yourself halfway through. You'll face your fears, you'll outgrow your limitations, you'll keep moving, because this isn't about becoming someone new. It's about rising into who you've always been and finally living the life you came here to live. If this resonated and you want to go deeper, I created a free self-inquiry worksheet. Write in comments, self-inquiry, I will send you more details.